Awesome. So we're watching Gene Hogel play Aaron Rhinehart in round three of 512's Corona Cup. And I thought we'd start by talking about their list while they're deciding who's going to go first and all that stuff. So Aaron's got Colonel Jendon with Palp and passive sensors. It's pretty interesting. And then he's got two Delta Squadron pilots, so that's your I-1 defenders, both with fire control systems. Um, I'm someone who's played quite a bit of defenders, quite a bit of actually Jendon specifically, and back in the old 1.0 days, OGP. So it's pretty typical setup, but passive sensors gives them a little flair. So, what I'm expecting to see in this match, maybe more so than we typically see with a Palp shuttle, is probably the shuttle getting some more shots. He's got the rear arc, he's got passive sensors. Why not go passive the round where he's in range 4 when he does it, and then suddenly a ship comes into range, takes a target lock. He's got Palp to back him up. So what I'm kind of expecting to see is actually the shuttle do a little more work than you normally see in a match like this. And of course, you've got the two defenders where they've got the great ability where they go 3 speed or more, they get the free evade. You know how good that is. And then I expect them to take a real deliberate, intentional target lock at a good point in the game, and then just keep that target lock, hopefully, and just get a free reroll with FCS and focus up every turn. And then as far as strategy goes, I haven't seen either of these players play this list, but I have to imagine that what Aaron's going to hope to do is get in a position where he's going to be behind these other ships. He's got a better dial. The white 4K obviously is awesome on your defender, and so he might have to be real careful about how he engages. He obviously doesn't want to joust, but hopefully can get in a position where he gets behind those other ships, and then be able to spend all his mods on his attack. So that's what I expect Aaron to do. But like I said, I haven't seen them play. And then I know Brandon, you've got a lot of thoughts on Gene's list since you made it for
Oh, I've got thoughts.
him.
Actually, this is going to be an interesting matchup, I think. So, real quick, we've got Tel Trevura with auto blasters, Maul crew, BT-1 marksmanship, and plasma torpedoes. Nom with ion cannon and Dengar crew, and then Moralo Eval with 000 and Lando Calrissian crew. I think it's actually an interesting lineup um, for this list because one of the things that the defender really capitalizes on is the ability to go through that joust, get behind a ship to hopefully outmaneuver it and take care of it, and that's exactly what a your typical YV does not want to happen because
hmm
once a ship gets behind you, you're done. But Moralo uh, ability specifically makes it to where you can sort of avoid that. So if once that 4K seems like it's happening, Moralo can potentially get off the board and completely avoid that attack and then come right around behind the defenders in turn. And so I think it's kind of interesting because this is this list. Um, I didn't build this list with defender engagements in mind,
hmm
but now that we have one, it's almost an opportunity to showcase how this list can perform against something that would typically just eat a YV for breakfast.
Right. So what do you
And
think the YV can do um, to because you and I pretty much saw the same thing. Hey, defenders gets behind these ships, it's going to be game over for them. So what might Gene do to try to prevent that from happening?
well, I would say it's, and obviously we're not to the point where they're deploying yet. They're still setting up
hmm
obstacles, but I would say that Gene needs to deploy somewhere where he can reach his way onto a board edge in a single move if he sees it coming, and then
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a matter of uh, knowing when and how the defenders are going to engage and responding to that, and basically denying Aaron a favorable engagement.
So you see the YV staying in the gutters, basically.
I think so. It needs to mainly stay, somewhere along that side.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a gutter, stay in it. It's got those hard turns in the 180-degree arc, so it's really easy to circle with and keep the engagement. And
Right.
then you just bug out off the board when it looks like things might go bad. You've got the reinforce, so you can tank that initial engagement. But the other thing that Aaron needs to be concerned about is that ion cannon from
That's what
no
I'm
lumb,
thinking.
because once a defender gets ioned, it starts having a bad time.
Right. It's down to one token. Very predictable, obviously.
And
Um,
then
yeah, the two sloops from the jump master become, a viable move
there
for
are a
them.
lot of yeah, and there are a lot of tools here in this list that specifically undermine the strengths of defenders.
Mm-hmm.
You've got you've got a jump master with a better initiative value that can get behind him
Mm-hmm.
and start and push damage that they can't block with
Right.
crits. You've got a you've got a control jump master that if they shoot at can has a 50-50 shot at pushing a damage back on them that they can't block with defense dice.
Right.
And then of course you've got Moralo who can get around that 4K to some extent. And then all three of these ships are very durable.
Right. One of the things I'm very surprised early on in this matchup is the rock placement. I played against we saw a lot of defender play in 1.0 in Austin, and one of the things that eventually became clear to me, I'm slower than other people, is how important lanes are to defenders. They like to do their long straight or lazy threes. So having some pretty big lanes for them to do their 4Ks in is an advantage for them. So I'm really surprised that we don't see a more scattered rock placement in the setup.
Well, he does have a wide open area, and I think he wants. I think he's when he's got I ones, he's got to do one of two things. He's got to either have scattered rock placement, like you said, or he's got to have places that he hopes to create an engagement for. So the
Mm-hmm.
way I see it is he's going to deploy at I1 the way he did, and his response is going to be to see how Gene places apart from the jump masters, which it's NASCAR. They're going left, right? So at this point, he can expect one of two things. He can expect Gene to move down along that gutter, along the side opposite from the stop clock, or he's going to cut in early and try to fight midfield.
Mm-hmm.
And either way, Aaron can respond to that because Aaron can either bank in, kind of slow roll it, and then come in and engage in that wide open area, or he can just 4K,
Right.
or he can 5 straight and 4K and then come right about, and now he's jousting in that gutter where he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Aaron's got a solid deployment here um, for what he's trying to do.
I do too. I think one of the things that could be interesting in this game, because Gene's got large base ships, he's got three of them, and two of them have a barrel roll. If he's really clever about stacking his ships in columns, he could take the 4K out of the game
Oh,
as a major
absolutely.
tool.
And as a swarm player, he's pretty well versed in those types of tactics with smaller base ships. And one thing he did do here that I'm not really sure I understand is it looks like is which one of them is non lum? Is that the green one?
I don't know. To go over to TTS and see.
It looks like it is because I see a 4 on the one with the red stripe.
Okay.
So already he's facing straight on a left side gutter with a ship that doesn't like to turn right. And I'm not
Hmm.
sure I really understand the logic behind that move.
So you think he should have flipped his like if you wanted to go with this style of formation, just flip it to the other side. It's just better.
Yeah, I think Tell should have started turned 90 degrees to the right, the same as Nom Lum is.
Well, and the other thing interesting, if Gene had gone right in this particular rock setup, those defenders would have trouble with those bacon clouds right there.
Oh, that's true.
So, not that we know how to play Gene's less better than he does, but
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is what we would call a high level list,
right.
and he has complained accordingly since the start of this tournament about it.
Yeah, I know he's been sarcastically saying that it's a meta MPE killing lists. Pretty sure he's being sarcastic about that.
He is, but to be fair, this is a the list he's facing tonight is a prime example of the kind of thing that if played right, he should be able to pull out a win against.
All right, so they're underway. They just clicked the clock. So with this particular tournament, what we decided to do was copy the Vassal League, and so we have 60 minutes, and then once your time runs out, you have 2 additional turns. So that's why you're seeing a 60-minute clock on the stream, which is pretty unnatural for X-wing. But the thing I like about this is one of the things I've really noticed in this tournament is there's some people that just they really know what they're doing in TTS and they can move around quickly and but other people have struggled. This is the first time we've ever put on a tournament like that. We have a lot of people that are not necessarily new to X-wing, but they're new to playing X-wing online or playing it with TTS, and it gives us a good kind of median number of turns. Like Brandon, you and I played last week. I want to say we probably had 8 turns in that game, something like that.
So I went back and I looked,
Mm-hmm.
and based on all of the maneuvers that Plo Koon did, we ended up playing 7 rounds or
7.
seven.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, and that's your
Which
typical 2.0 average in a real physical tournament is seven
which
rounds in a game. So that's good.
feels it feels disappointingly low though. Like I felt
Mm-hmm.
in the moment like we had more turns, but
Right.
we only had 7. Things happened though,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a low MOV game.
Yeah, I know because of regen, right? So that's one of the factors there. And then also with me playing Darth Maul, I did a lot of 5Ks. I think I did 3 in that
Yeah,
game.
you did.
But I mean, the main reason was you had sense, and you can't block a 5K very easily. So that's why I did that. So yeah, a lot of reasons for that game, but it was a fun game. I've watched it since, and I hope other people have enjoyed it too. So a
It
good
was a
chess
fun
match.
game,
It was.
and your list is interesting, and I think it was a good opportunity to see an infiltrator being flown
Mm-hmm.
more, I guess, more aggressively.
Right.
So
Yep. So Gene
okay,
has 2 target locks. How did that happen?
that happened because Jendon activated and the defenders both took locks.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm guessing that Jendon also passive censored this turn. So by the end of it, he's going to have 3 locks on him. But it's interesting to me that he has marked Tell for his initial attack run, because if he's not going to initiative kill Tell, and B, if he does kill him, he's just going to pop back on the board somewhere else in a
Mm-hmm.
potentially better position. So it's interesting to me that he's taking him for his first attack.
Well, and with a list like Aaron's, it's excruciatingly important to pick your primary target early on, right? You're not going to have a lot of turn, because the rest of the game you're going to be deciding, do I focus or target lock? Um,
Right.
and Jendon can only do his thing twice, too. So he must be just seeing that as, despite all the downsides, that's the thing he needs to take out.
So I'm just looking at Gene's Open on this, and I gotta say, I should have sent him like a tutorial email or something on how to fly this, because
Turn
like
one, do this. Turn two,
he's
do
got
this.
he's got turrets facing forward.
Even though he's got cannons.
Yeah, his open, he hard lefts in and cuts half the board off from himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got cannons, he's got torpedoes, like he's got all this stuff. He does not need those turrets facing forward,
Right.
but here they are.
Well, and plasma torps too. So, which are great against a defender. A lot of shields to chew
Yeah, they are.
through.
If you can
And,
push that damage,
and
you get
they're
those shields.
I1, so you would think they're going to be out of range 3, and then he's going to move into range 3, take a target lock.
It's also good for eating the shields off of the Lambda shuttle,
That's
because
true.
you know it's going to hit. So it's just
Right.
extra on that open. But I just it's more to the looking at this. It now confirms my suspicion. If he loses this game and he tries to blame the list, I have documented proof that I can use to say it's not the list. It's that you're not playing correctly.
Mm.
So now I can get him.
Well, that
And
was part of what, and I know people watching, not all of them, or most of them, probably not aware of what we did here. So, me, Brandon, Mark, and Gene, we just made lists for each other, kind of like white elephant gifts, and made each other play them in this tournament. Um, so, it's been fun and interesting, and I've been playing Sis, which I never play. So that's even though like a good X-wing player, I've probably got most of the ships, but never actually put them on the table. It's been fun. We've had to do different strategies, play different archetypes than we normally have. So Gene's a real veteran swarm player. So we kind of see some swarm type tactics here, even though they're large base ships.
yep. And I'll admit some of the lists were more forgiving than others. For example, the
Sure.
one that Gene built a swarm for Mark that he's been flying to good effect.
Oh yeah.
And
Um,
then I would say you gave me something that, as long as you can figure out how to, as long as you know how to fly it and how to work the system,
mm-hmm.
Republic is strong. So
Right.
CLT Jedi is one of those things that not everyone can fly it, but if you
Right.
figure it out, it's a really solid performing list.
Mm-hmm.
And then you and Gene each ended up with lists from people who build weird things. We'll put it that way.
Right.
And so, but we didn't necessarily also provide an instruction manual.
Right. This is interesting. I wonder if we're gonna have. I think we are gonna have shots this round. It looks like.
That looks like it's going to be 2 shots at Nom Lum, and that Nom Lum is going to have a shot at one of those 2 ships. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that back defender is going to have a shot.
But the shuttle and the front delta, you think?
I think so. That's real
Yeah. I
close
mean, they
though.
look like they're. Well, there we go.
There it is. Nom Lum at range 3.
And Aaron smartly did a front reinforce for his action. Oh, he's one of those people that actually. Oh, they've got these little dice rollers. Okay.
Oh, they've got the
Cool.
dice rollers. Those are cool. Is that the one that is that the one that Gene brought in, or is that the one that Dave Doe made?
I don't think it's the one Dave Doe made, so we'll have
Okay.
to check this out. Maybe it's something Aaron hooked Gene up with. But that hit eyeball, blank was a perfect, you know, average roll.
Right.
And then Gene rolling two blanks on green dice. That's a total Gene roll right there.
Average. It's average
Yeah,
for him. I'm surprised he got the evade on the third one.
yeah,
I figured it for blank blank eyeball.
right. Make you sweat whether you should focus or not. Feels worse.
So I wonder what he's doing. So you've got him turned down, but I can hear him.
Yeah.
He's thinking about who he's going to shoot, but I think he's foregoing the Dengar on Jendon, which I think is the right call. I think
Mm-hmm.
you save Dengar for the defenders.
Right. Well, especially the reinforce, right?
Well, he can't block he can't reinforce it away or anything, but it's a 50-50 shot to do the damage.
Right.
Okay, so we've got this front defender
That's
firing
a good
again.
roll.
2 hits, that's solid.
Yeah. Just
One
one
evade
evade.
again.
We're fine here.
And there it is. He just said he called the Dengar.
Okay. So he's got a 50 chance of dealing some damage.
Yeah, but I think he's going to delete the evade token.
That makes sense. He's not going to take another shot.
But if he spends that evade here, that means he doesn't have it for when Nomlum fires the
Mm-hmm.
ion cannon. All right, so he's spending the evade to stop the Dengar.
Sure.
And then sure enough, back dude's out.
Right. So, let's see what he rolls here.
Ooh.
3 hits. It's a great roll. So that defender's going to take some damage.
So he's going to take a damage. Ooh. The dream.
So I missed it. Why does he have an ion token?
He's ion because he took 3 and he only rolled 1 evade.
Oh, that's right. Oh, so that was ion cannon. I somehow missed that. That wasn't primaries. Of course, that's a
Why he
big
rolled 3
deal.
dice.
This is a
He's
huge
only
deal.
Oh, absolutely. The last thing a defender wants on the turn that we're about to enter is to have his opponent know that he's doing a 1 straight and
Mm-hmm.
can only focus. Now, I mean, that gives Gene an easy, relatively speaking, defender
Right.
target.
But Aaron took
Because
initiative, right?
he did.
So I expect that back defender to go 5 straight or what have you and block up Nomlum.
He could, but well,
So
Who's to say that Nam Lum doesn't just do a one bank to the right, knowing full well that the defender that's in front of him
that's true.
can only do a one straight.
Yeah. But
here's
still,
the other thing.
Yeah,
That
go
defender,
ahead.
that one straight defender is going to jam up a lot of the movement options for Jendon.
Well, Jendon could stop.
Jendon could stop, but here Jendon probably wants to bank.
I don't know that he does.
Well, and here's what I'm basing it on. If he stops there, he's now got Moralo and Tel on his flank with no return shot. So
that's true.
He has committed himself to going after Nam Lum.
But he's also got the cloud right there.
Yeah, assuming they aren't parallel. There's just a lot of downsides to it, in my opinion.
There is.
Because then if he shoots Nam Lum rotates his arc, and now you're giving Nam Lum a shot back on Jendon if, for whatever reason, the defender's shot is not viable.
Well, the other thing is that, we were talking 15 minutes ago about how important it was to pick the right ship when you're going to Jendon. And we're taking all these shots on Namlon right here in a kill box without the mod. So, but I don't really know that there's anything to do about it. I kind of question whether those two ships in the gutter are actually going to have a meaningful turn. This turn in terms of shooting.
Well, it kind of comes down to the dial. You got to remember the YV's got 180 arc. It's got banks. It's got hard turns that are white. It's got a lot of options. Tel, the way he's positioned, is the one who doesn't really have a whole lot because he doesn't want to turn right. So he's going to end up kind of having to slow roll it.
Right. So I do see that, looking at the YV's dial, which, you never see a YV on the table in 2.0.
It looks like Aaron got kicked out of the server. Gene's calling for us.
Okay. Hey, Gene, what's up? Oh, wait, I don't have my audio on.
Because he had, it looks like he had gotten, it looks like he's back in now, though.
Yeah, okay. Looks like he's back.
So, quick question. Do you know how to do the ion maneuver?
Yeah, you'll click on that and it's going to automatically do it, but don't do it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then you'll have to delete it once you get.
So I turned them back off. So they're going to have it. Cool. I'm going to remind them to remember to start the timer. Yep. Let's see if I can change this timer.
But I think the crux of the situation here is that ion was exactly what Gene wanted, because that front dude is potentially going to mess up a lot of positioning options for this engagement.
That's true.
We'll just have to see what happens.
I do like the one bank. And if Jendon does stop, Namlon can do a one bank barrel roll. And maybe be out of arc, possibly. It's hard for me to tell, being at this angle.
Yeah, I'm not. I think he's going to be too far to get.
Okay.
To get anything with that, I think Nam Lum is in a situation where he's just going to have to. He's going to just have to kind of clinch.
Okay.
But Gene has the benefit of knowing at this point that his opponent is committed to Nam Lum.
Right. So there's the 5 straight that I called. kind of surprised he didn't barrel roll there. If you're really going to go for the block, go for the block.
Here's the real thing, though. If Tel did a one bank, that one bank is going to mess up that defender's 4K the following turn.
Right.
Which is exactly what Gene wants.
So he's going to boost instead of barrel roll.
Ah.
That's interesting.
But now he's not focused.
I think barrel roll was the right call, just personally. He did it twice. We ran into that the other night in our game.
Yeah, we did. It's the learning curve of TTS. What can you do?
I'll tell him. Oh, he got it.
He did it.
So just focus. Just forget the token. You never delete in TTS. Bad things happen. In fact, I was watching a game that I did, Squadron, streamed last night.
Uh-huh.
And they kept on deleting the ion token or focus token, and they kept accidentally deleting ships and jacking up the whole game. So just don't delete, kids. Friends don't let their friends delete in TTS. So you called the one bank, and there it is.
And it's not a hard call because there is. Oh wow.
Oh, we got the bump.
Oh, that is brutal.
Gee, a stop maneuver would have been good right there, Brandon.
See, here's where it gets real wacky. Tel can do a 1 or a 2 here, potentially not bump, barrel roll out of arc, and leave Moralo.
I don't know. Can he barrel roll out? Because the large base ship has got such a narrow barrel. I don't think he can barrel roll out of that.
It's close. But you know what? Maybe Moralo just went straight because he's got that 180 arc.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's going to bump into the Jump Master.
Right.
Them thick bases are hard to fly, but they're rewarding. I bet you're right. I bet he did like a 1 straight.
Oh, he is. Oh, look at that. He took a target lock. So now that defender is going to take a
plasma
with
torp.
No evade. He's going to take a plasma torp, double modded.
There you go.
And then if he still doesn't die, he's going to get ion.
Oh, snap. So the one bank fit.
I'm amazed that didn't bump.
Well, you don't have the little white bump marker on the back. So I bet they're talking about that.
They are. What's he doing? Oh, he's checking his range for
triple O. Yeah, to see if he can get a calculate token. Calculate's underrated.
Calculate is really is underrated in general, and it's especially unrelated when it doubles as a target lock, which is basically what it does on Moralo.
Right.
Looks like they're debating a range.
Well, it's whatever the computer says, guys.
Well, yeah, but it may be in that situation where it says one thing with one type and another thing with another.
Oh.
And if you look at it, it's super on the line. It actually looks like it should be range 1, but they're not going to do it, I guess.
Okay.
But it's fine. We're silent observers.
That's right. We just gleefully get to watch the destruction of small plastic ships. Virtual, digital, small plastic ships.
Right. Although this one has 4 large plastic ships on it, on the board, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah, this is a list that our local Martin I could see flying. Get them bumps. So Tel is looking at shots, I assume, right now.
Yeah, Tel is checking shots.
But he
think
took the
he's
target lock on that back defender, so I assume that's what he's going for.
he's debating it because he also has a 4 dice attack on that front defender.
But I love the plasma torp on the defender, who has very little options on where to go at I1 next turn. I think he can do like a 4 straight, maybe 5 straight.
Yeah, I think he can do a 4K this following turn.
So I just got a text that I should be marking damage, and bad streamer haven't been doing it, so I'm gonna do that right now.
Oh, see, I'm not looking on the stream. Yeah, you.
So I need to take 2 on non-long. I know. How dare I give people bad content during the pandemic? So I think we're updated now. But
2 off of non-Lumb and then 1 off of one of the defenders.
One of the defenders. It's no points. Nothing's changed there on points. So.
Boy, I wish they'd shoot though. And after all of that, I still don't know what is shooting at what. But there's 2 hits. Oh. Okay. It looks like he's firing the plasma. Yeah, he's spinning the lock for the reroll.
Oh, and he rolled a blank. I hate rerolling a blank to a blank. Look at that.
Yep.
Garbage. I'm sure Gene is cursing dice right now.
Oh yeah, he is.
Ignore torps, roll natties. That's what they say.
I think you just said that's the last plasma torpedo he's ever going to fire.
So now we're looking at Moralo Eval, the Pac-Man YV pilot that can go off the board edge and come back to that. First he turns in, he's losing his whole shtick.
Again, there were so many reasons to just go straight.
Yeah. Because he could just bug out, right? Next turn.
Yeah, exactly.
But there isn't a maneuver on the dial. There's not a 5 left hard on that dial, no. So there's no going off the board.
But there is one thing that he can do, is even though these guys 4K, he can do a hard turn in and still keep them on target.
Mm-hmm.
So he does have that going for him.
He does. They can flank him, and he's like, yeah, that's cool. Neat.
So it looks like he's shooting at the range 3 target again.
Oh my goodness.
Defender's going to defend.
Yep. Doing defender things. Not even needing green tokens. Gene just needs that third dice needs to not be blank, and then he could get some damage through.
Yeah, this is rough because he's just not getting enough to push this turn. Looks like they had a miscommunication with the mods.
Oh, really?
Resolving. Yeah.
I don't think is Jendon gonna have. Is that what we're doing? Looking at Jendon's shot right now.
Yeah, Jendon is checking his shot.
Looks like he has Tel. Who he has a target lock, and he's got force.
Yep. And then Tel also has force, actually.
Wait a minute. I'm not done. I'm going to re-roll this blank. Okay, they're going to leave it at 2. Oh, he's okay. 3 hits.
Oh, look at that.
So, yeah, it's interesting with Jendon with the passive sensors. You could spend a point less and take targeting computer, right?
Isn't targeting the same? Isn't it 3?
Oh, is it 3? Okay.
I thought they were both 3.
Then take passive then.
Yeah. All right, looks like they've moved to the
No, you're right.
ones.
It's 3. Oh, good call.
So 2 damage to Tel from that shot.
All right, I'll put that through. I mean, one thing Gene's got going for him right now is he's splitting fire. Ooh.
Right.
Be good to have a focus right now.
Yeah, instead of the boost that he
Instead
took.
of the boost that you took, yeah.
Man, and that's what always happens. You always wish you had it.
Well, the nice thing is he can 4K next turn. I think that'll clear.
Yeah.
It's close.
Oh.
Wow.
So that's a big deal for Gene.
It's
that's one
huge
thing
deal because Gene's going to natty out.
Yep.
So you have 4 dice and a target lock, and you get 1 hit.
Yep.
Sounds like X-Wing.
And it kind of makes up for how good of a shot Jendon took.
That's true. But, I mean, Aaron has net taken 1 shield damage so far.
Right.
So this is the back defender.
Yeah, this is the back defender at Tel, and it's too bad that he didn't maul on Tel to get that force back.
So he's going to take a shield and a crit, I believe, on Tel.
No, he's just gonna take a crit or a shield.
Oh, just a shield. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
hit
that
that's
one
down there
that one
wasn't
hit
one to
over
roll.
there. Okay, this one hit is not real. Okay, gotcha. Cool. All right, so now Tel's out of shields, but he's also burned his target locks.
Well, he FCS'd with 1, so he's still got 1 target lock.
Oh. Still no points.
And here's the range 1 ion cannon.
Focus,
Brutal.
brother. You have to. You have to focus.
And there it is. So he's definitely taking a damage, and he's probably getting ion.
And he's
again.
probably getting ion unless he rolls all paint, and he doesn't.
And he doesn't.
I mean, he can spend it. It doesn't matter because that was the last shot. So a defender takes another shield. So what I'm hearing is that defenders really haven't changed much from 1.0 to 2.
Well, they have the boost now.
That's a big deal. Oh, well, and they have 1 extra shield too. They're 4 and 3, which is ridiculous.
But for all of this, Gene has done a net 2 damage.
Yes. He's yeah, he has, and he shot a plasma torp too. So Gene could have also done auto blasters on that front defender. That must have been what he was thinking about. The decision point. Do I do auto blasters on that front defender, or do I do
Right.
plasma on the back dude? Well,
I'm interested to know what Gene does here because we already know what's going to happen with that ion tie.
yep, he's
defender.
going to bump, and there's zero he can do about it. He'll be a tokenless defender.
And Nom can probably fit a 2-sloop to the left.
I think, yeah, he 2-sloops.
And get behind him.
Yep.
And then just keeps on him with the ion.
He could do 2-sloop either direction. I understand he would take maybe take a strain if he goes to the right.
I don't think he can sloop to the right. I think the dial's too asymmetrical.
Oh, gotcha. So he'll definitely do it to the left, and it will definitely clear. So that's, I agree, that's the thing to do.
Unless he snuck in some sort of 1.0 jump master dial that we don't know about.
Sure. I think the other Delta is going to 4K. I think that's the if Aaron thinks it can clear, I think that's the key.
Yeah, and I think, well, I know that it clears.
Okay. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. You're behind Eval.
Right.
Right.
Right. And that's what you want to go for, especially since Gene turned in.
And Gene's turret is facing wrongly forward on Tel. So, because, he doesn't have auto blasters or plasma torp on that ship, so he needs to have that turret facing forward. I don't know why it's not facing right. Just my thought. If you're going to line up in the left gutter, face right. I don't know. I haven't played X-Wing before. I don't know.
Right.
So assuming the defender is going to 4K, they could Tel could do a one bank. I don't think Eval would clear a one bank. He could do one straight, right? Because he's 180. Who cares?
Right.
So that's my bet, is that Tel's going to do a one bank right. Eval's going to do a one straight. And
unless both the jumps do 2 sloops. And then Eval does like
that's a great point. That's a great point. I like the 2-sloop on Tel. He might get strained, but it's cool. Yep.
Right. But part of the difficulty of all this is I think about these moves, but I don't know if he's thinking about these moves because of what we've talked about with, in terms of list knowledge.
You're being very kind. I appreciate that.
Well,
So
I can only imagine what he thinks that we're saying about him.
So I think if Tel does it, I'll look at initiative order here. So they're both 4s. Tel and Morale are both 4s. So Tel can do the 2-sloop. Morale can do the one right bank, right? If he wants to, or one straight. It doesn't matter. Although I like the one right bank better if Tel does the 2-sloop.
So there's the sloop.
Well, there's a Jendon going fast.
I guess now I'm thinking about 1.0 jump masters because the sloop is a 3 now.
Oh, it's a 3.
It used to be a 2.
Yeah, so
it used to be a 2 white. Now it's a 3 red.
So I mean, it still makes sense. I think even if you get strained, it makes sense.
Well, what's interesting is that 3 might get him out of the defender that is up on the back.
Right. I do like the sleep on Namwam. That was a great sleep. Straight. Huh. So take 3 shots.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I don't either. Is that Jendon's target lock on Tel also?
No, that is the back or the defender that's in front of him. The defender by Lumb is
Okay.
who has that lock.
That iron token's gone too, right? He did a one straight bump.
It is. I guess they just didn't remove it.
Okay. Well, that defender could be in a world of hurt this turn. And you can do one mod with imp. That's it. So he did a range 1 circle?
Yeah, for 000.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
did you see what action Eval took?
It took a focus.
Focus, okay.
Yeah. He's turned in, he's done a focus. He's doing all sorts of weird stuff in my opinion with the YV, but you know what? It's not even Aaron's primary target, so I guess he could just do what he wants. Because he's now divided up fire between Lumb, who's now effectively out of his vector, and then now he's dumping shots into Tel, who, if he dies, just gets a free reposition onto the board. So he's in a tough spot potentially.
Mm-hmm. So I guess he's thinking about what is he going to do to that defender.
Yeah, he's looking at his options. I'm kind of surprised he didn't take the lock so that he could just try to replasma. I assume it's spite towards me because he hates that I put plasma on the list.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm sure Gene's got the same feelings of plasma as the Fly Better does. So there's that. So is he doing primaries? Is that what we're seeing?
I think he's doing primaries.
Wow.
He's doing a primary because he was out of bullseye with a ship that's built to want to be in bullseye.
Yeah.
If you're gonna use that, because you want the bonus die, you want the marksmanship conversion. You like to have the BT1 conversion, but you're not going to get it against this list because defenders don't really get stressed usually.
Right.
I'm actually surprised that he brought gas clouds with this list because I probably would have brought debris for the people who are, real casual about their obstacles. Like they fly through and they don't care. You get that stress and then BT1 activates and suddenly it matters. But this does line Tel up to get that 3 sloop in next turn, so I guess that's potentially good too.
All right, so Eval rolled crit eyeball blank. So
he's going to spin that Lando.
That's good.
Oh.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
So we got a defender at half now.
Yep. Didn't push the crit into hull, but all the shields are gone. It's a pretty big deal when you've got yet another range 1 ion cannon coming back at him the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a bad spot.
Yeah, I totally expect Lumb to do the range 1 ion cannon on that poor defender that's never moved this slow in its whole life.
Right. And the deltas are 69 each, right?
Let me look.
67 plus FCS. Is that right?
I bet you're right, dude. Go look. Oh, I should have it on the screen, dummy. It is 69. You're right.
Okay.
So, right now, Gene's leading 35 to nothing, points wise.
Well, Gene also just took a hit crit
Into Tel?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what the crit is. That direct hit?
It's a direct hit. It's always a direct hit.
Okay, it has to be. So,
But Tel doesn't really care about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless he can do unless this last or these defenders can do the damage to kill him, he's got to waste fire on him the following turn. And even if he does kill him, he can now get a positional advantage.
Right. So now Aaron's leading by 1 point.
Aaron's leading by how much?
1. Half of Tel is 36.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So for all that,
Mm-hmm.
wow. Wasn't Gene complaining about how expensive I made his Tel?
Well, I mean, Gene's not used to having ships that cost 76 points or whatever.
That's true.
72 points. Shake those dice. That's bad.
Yeah. Another hit crit.
It could be. Good night. Why did he draw the crit first? I'm confused.
I don't know. Oh, it's because it's 2 crits.
It's 2 crits, sorry. Is that console fire?
Yeah, it's console.
And damage engine?
And damaged engine. Of course, when he repopulates, he gets to get rid of all of it.
Right.
Good live. And he does.
Oh.
That's huge.
Natties. It is totally huge.
Yeah, because now he's going to spend a whole additional turn of shooting.
Mm-hmm. It's a big deal.
Oof.
So nothing.
So nothing this turn. So that defender finally gets to do what he wants the following turn. Except guess what he won't be able to do?
A 4K.
He won't be able to do 4K.
I actually don't know what the defender wants to do, honestly.
He can't really, he can't 4K. He can't get anywhere with the straights, or with the turns.
Mm-hmm.
He could 5 straight and bug out of the fight.
I don't know that that's going to clear. That looks like more than a 3 between him and Tel.
Yeah, it's real close.
I actually think you might want to do an undefender thing and maybe go for a bump. I guess the only free evade one would be a 3 hard to your right. That's the only one that'll clear.
Right.
But then you're in front of a cloud, so you're going to barrel roll. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of good actions. It might be a good turn to actually do a 1 bank.
Yeah, that actually does seem like a decent option. Maybe a 1 bank to the right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Gene's complaining about the dials now.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's not the dice, it's the dials.
Sure.
Or that jerk that made his list, right?
Dial variants.
I mean, has he complained about damage card variants yet? Because that's a real struggle.
Has he complained about what yet?
Damage card variants yet?
No, not yet. It's
okay.
been dice and now the dial.
I mean, he did get that direct hit, so I'm surprised he did not grumble about that.
He did reluctantly admit that Ion is not bad.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy. I know it was too complicated for his mind when he was doing the Seek Swarm. He did all auto blasters.
Right.
And then Brian Robles did every different kind of cannon that FFG's invented on his Seek Swarm list instead.
I mean, because why not create confusion?
Why not? I mean, if you want to take a mouth breather list and then just add a little spice to it, you could just add ion cannons. But I mean, after watching this game, if we ever have a defender meta, ion would be a great counter.
Oh, absolutely.
That control is the reason why that defender has 0 shields. Because that other one was right next to him. Good thing going for G on this turn is that the defender is going to move before non-lom. So, what do you think non-lom's going to do?
It depends on how much Gene hates that stress. So the one
Okay.
bank to the right will not clear stress.
Because Gene lined up on the wrong side of the board, right?
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. But I think that or the 2 is probably the correct move anyway, even with the stress.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think Nom-Lum does.
Yeah, that's amazing that he's no blue rights at all.
Yeah, he's got to go straight to clear stress here and hope to get some kind of shot, and then he might get something on Jendon depending on where he goes. But all signs point to Jendon either. Well, honestly, all signs point to Jendon either stopping or going 1 straight, or maybe 2.
Do you think Tel sloops this turn? It feels like a good turn for him to sloop. To me. Or he could just follow Jendon. Of course, he'd be turning right, which is red.
Yeah, and then he'd stress himself. I think the sloop is the right call because depending on what this defender does, the sloop could catch that defender out of arc and potentially even in bullseye of the auto blaster.
Right, and then and then if you do live, you do lefts and straights after that. You know, and it's back to the good side of the dial for the jump master after the sloop.
Right. So it depends on how much Gene is scared of that console fire.
That's a great point.
Because that's a big deal.
It's what you roll a hit.
Yeah, on a hit he takes a damage.
So 3 out of 8 chance.
Yeah. But if it doesn't kill him, then he can just clear it next turn. Even if it does kill him, he's still going to get to take a shot.
He still gets a shoot, and then he goes into reserves with 5 damage. That's not terrible.
Yeah, he goes into reserve. He clears the console fire and the damaged engine for free, and just gets 5 new.
I'm starting to get
right back out.
The thought process here, Brandon, of this list, where you've really got 2 ships that go in reserve and come back wherever they want. So it really makes up for their cruddier dials.
So you've watched half of or 2/3 of a game and you've got it figured out.
Yeah.
Gene has played.
This is round 3 for him.
Gene has played 3 games, and still, he still says that I'm the bad guy for building this thing.
Right. Well, we can't all be doctors and astronauts and brain surgeons. I mean,
I'm just glad that he's not specifically throwing games out of spite just to make me look bad.
Yeah.
Hey, so there's that 3 hard right that you called.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good.
I would think he would barrel roll to the right, but what do I know?
That is what he's going to do, I think.
He's just looking for where it is. It's in the middle, dude. You're not doing left. It ain't happening.
There he goes.
Yeah. I would have gone forward instead of backward because you might clip that cloud depending on where morale ends up. But whatever.
Yeah.
But he may be thinking 4K and external wants to make sure it clears. I mean, defenders are predictable.
Yeah, they are. There's only so many things you can do that somebody might not see.
Mm-hmm. There's a one
All right.
straight.
So there's the one straight to clear the stress. So he's really kind of banking on Jendon giving a shot or somebody taking a shot on Nomlum.
Right.
Because then he gets that art swap.
I mean, one thing he's got going for him is, Aaron's trying to focus on Tel. So, I mean, it might be a good turn for Nomlon to take a target lock and sneak some damage in without any consequences. Okay. So, Gene's going to have no good shots with Nomlon.
Okay, so Gene doesn't even know how to perform actions correctly on the jump masters.
Did he not do one?
No, he moved, he cleared his stress, and then he took a rotate action. But you can only take a rotate action as a linked action off of a focus or a target lock. So he should have a stress.
And he should have done something else. Is that big enough? I think that's actually big enough for us to tell him.
If you want to intercede,
I'm going to tell him you can't.
You should tell him. I mainly just want to judge him and talk.
I understand. I'm going to tell him. I'll see if he wants to go back and take a focus or a target lock action. He's looking at his cards now. What? I mean, it is kind of different, right? I mean, it's pretty rare that we have things in X-Wing where you don't have the thing that's linked as a possible action, singular action.
That's true. There's only a couple of things out there, and usually it's really terrible to try to interact with those things. Naturally, that kind of situation would be present on a ship that only has a turret that wants to or needs to rotate all the time.
Mm-hmm. And you might think I helped Gene, but really it's just you can't do it. So if it was a May type thing, I would have let it go. But since it's a must,
right.
And this actually kind of hurts Gene, in my opinion, because he doesn't want to turn right. So he's probably going to go straight again next turn.
Right. The other thing that's bad for him is that Jendon could just shoot him, and if Jendon shoots him, he's forced to rotate the turret to the front.
Right. I mean, he's got the ion cannon.
Now, naturally, once you cleared the game state, he went back to complaining about the jump master.
Sure. I'm sure he called it toilet seats. Yeah.
He hasn't brought up toilet seats, but he keeps saying, "What a great ship." And
sarcastically?
You can tell he's being sarcastic. It's obvious.
I think it's great that TTS they bothered to make the models look different with the coloring on them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
For a ship that was just we were neck deep in Jump Masters, right back in the day in Wave 9 of 1.0, and now you never see them.
Yeah, now no one knows what they do.
It's kind of cool that Gene didn't know you can't rotate. Whoa!
Ooh.
Holy dice roll, Batman.
Oh, that's huge. That could be it. That's it. Wow. So Palpin and Evade to just take the crit.
Yeah, reinforced is good, I heard. It's a lot of work to take a shield off a shuttle.
Oh, that's not to the shuttle. That's range 1 into the defender.
Oh, he just hadn't done the cards yet. Okay, that's big.
Oh, look at that. That dude's going to get an ion.
Oh, is it disable power regulator or the other one?
Yeah, he pulled power regulator. So he's going to ion himself. That poor defender.
I know. So.
And there he is. He's taking the shot on Nomlum to deny the shot back.
That's a dang good roll. Why isn't he rolling 3 dice?
I don't know. Because he doesn't need to.
Okay, I won't bother. Well, this is true. If you don't roll enough, you just add one, right?
God. He adds the roll and just rolls a third one. Surprised he didn't go for the Dengar shot to get rid of that reinforce.
Mm-hmm. What was the maneuver that Tel did that got him jammed up? Did he do
I think
this?
it was like a 1 bank or something.
Oh, because he incorrectly didn't do the 3 sloop.
Yeah, because he did the order wrong.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I would think the defender would want to shoot Tel at range 2. Did Tel roll console fire?
I don't think he did.
That will probably kill Gene. He'll roll 2 blanks. Oh. Spend it.
Wow.
You're the last one shooting, dude. Spend it. So Tel's dead. Doesn't matter. Yep, that'd be 6 damage cards. So he goes in reserve now. So interesting. And then comes back with 5 damage cards.
Right.
Why is Aaron rolling dice again? Because he wasn't done re-rolling dice?
They're correcting the console fire.
Oh, gotcha. Good for them.
Yeah. No, they caught it. They caught it right after we did internally. So
yeah, but I would think the defender might want to shoot Moralo Eval instead. You know what I mean? If console fire killed it. So
right, and they were gonna roll it back.
Cool.
Because they didn't get too far along.
So Morale is dead temporarily. So I'm gonna leave it
Tel.
Tel, I'm sorry. Dead temporarily. I'm gonna leave it at 5. He's gonna lose his crits, right? Yeah. What are they doing?
You know what's crazy about Tel?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Gene's going to do this or not. It's actually a May.
Oh.
You can elect not to come back on the board.
Oh my goodness. Of course. You're right. You spend a charge. Well, I kind of wonder if he's already missed it, actually, because it says, if you would be destroyed, you may spend a charge.
Considering he and virtually no one else actually knows how it works, it's probably all one. He probably thinks it's all one thing.
Right.
He's probably just going to do it all at the start of the next planning phase. Or he forgot completely. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've reached the bottom of the timer, so next turn is going to be the first of the final 2.
That's
turns.
right. We got 2 turns left. And I need to take a shield off of Jendon, who's not going to be a factor the rest of the game now. 2 turns left.
Right. Okay, so he did bring Tel back on board.
Okay. So I'm going to tell him to remember to flip his crits. I mean, read the card, dude. Just read it. It tells you what to do. I've never played a Jump Master in 2.0. I could still read the card and figure it out. Crazy. We did tell him we were just going to mercilessly make fun of him on the stream, right? I'm just making sure I'm not out of turn here.
Now look at that, he did it.
Oh, you're there. Good. Takes a village. But we got plenty of time because we've got 2 turns.
That's right. Although it's interesting to me that now is when he sets up in the far right corner.
Huh. Yep, life will find a way. This is actually kind of interesting with him setting up over there, because if he decides to focus down Jendon, he's going to have another gun with Tel.
Well, and here's the other thing. I'm wondering if Tel is just going to kind of run.
Yeah, just protect MOV. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And that's still a good place over there to run, right? You can do 4 straight or whatever.
Right, because all he basically has to do is protect that MOV, run down this Ion defender who has 2 hull left, and finish him off.
Right.
If he can do that, and well, honestly, if he can do that and he only takes half on Lumb in the process,
then he wins.
I think it was a mistake on Aaron's part to go after the Jump Masters when Moralo is the most expensive target.
He's done nothing to them, and it has one less green dice too.
Yeah, but he has the benefit of the reinforce and everything, and that's one of those things about YVs is when they actually show up, people get worried about engaging them, and so they a lot of times they elect to just ignore the YV. Sounds like Gene's complaining about Jump Master dials again.
Yep. That poor defender. 1 straight focus. So
it's like that's all he's done all game.
So I think Morale can do. I'm wondering if Morale 1 straight would clip him. Do you think that would work? Or is Morale doing like a 1 bank? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think Moralo wants the strain. but I think. Oh wow.
Or two bank. You could do a two bank. Maybe. Because you know the defender's going to one straight focus.
Right. You know what? You might be able to do a two bank, but that's going to be real close.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about the one straight myself. I think
If it works, I think that's a better maneuver.
the one straight still keeps the defender in arc.
Right. What do you think Nam Lama is doing?
I think Nam Lum is going straight to clear the stress again.
Gotcha. So even though he doesn't want to, he's going to probably keep shooting at the shuttle. Didn't he? Oh, he rotated his arc.
Yeah, but he was forced to rotate it forward again because Jendon shot at him.
Mm. Oh, look at that. So the Delta is going to be. I don't think the Delta is going to be in a position to take out Tel. He's only got one more turn.
I don't think so either.
So I think he's going after non-law. Just get him to half.
Right. Which works as long as he doesn't lose a ship.
Right.
Which, he's got a full health defender. He's probably okay. The one that's damaged is the point of concern.
Yeah.
So there's the one straight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would think you would just focus here because either the defender doesn't shoot you and you don't care, or the defender shoots you, kicks off Dengar, and gives you an arc rotate.
Right. And I think Aaron's been playing kind of cagey with Jendon. I don't think Jendon's getting a half.
I don't think so.
Now
either.
He's got a cloud probably in his way.
Yeah, because he just stressed.
So I think Jendon's going after Tel.
Yeah, I think so too. Question is, what did Tel do? So Tel tried to leave.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. He can do 4 straight next turn and focus. I doubt he's even in range of Jendon this turn.
He might be in range, but it looks like it's through a cloud.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be pretty well protected.
Oh, let's just move backwards. Cool. There's these things called computers you can play games on. They're cool. Yeah, so to me the questionable maneuver was what is Morale going to do? So I'm interested in what that's going to be. Did he do one straight? Why?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get that at all. You knew he was ioned.
Right.
Or is Gene saying he didn't know?
No, I think Gene set the dial, and then I think he thought I think he meant to do the one bank with Nam Lum and the one straight with Moralo.
But Gene plays swarms, right? So it's hard to believe that he'd mix up 2 dials when he's usually playing with 7.
I mean, you'd think, but he's also not used to a dial compared to the other.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, there's 2 different chassis in this list. It's crazy. It's mind-blowing.
2 different chassis and an asymmetrical dial.
You broke him.
Okay. So Tel has no targets. That's good for Tel, but it's bad for Gene because Gene really needed to get that defender kill, and that's going to be tough to do.
Yeah. Well, I think you 3 hard boost next turn if you're the defender and you're cool.
Yeah, but Moralo can still keep that. Moralo can just do it
maybe.
too hard.
Maybe. So, whose dice are we rolling?
It looks
that crit is cocked.
okay. So based on the based on Gene's exclamation, the defender is shooting Nomlum.
Okay. That crit is cocked. Pretty sure of it, but whatever.
Now they're talking about cock dice.
Huh. I mean, yeah, if you lay it down, it'll stay where it's at. That's true. These are true facts. Good for them for rerolling it. Oh, that's infinitely better.
That's fine.
It's for it. Oh! So, we're going to see non-lum at half then.
Yep. Now, if Gene remembers all his triggers and he rolls really well, though, damage to this defender that's sitting right next to him.
Right. But that defender's at 4 shields.
So he did Dengar.
So to make him decide whether to take a damage or take an evade token?
Yeah, exactly. I guess he let him roll it, though?
I don't understand what's going on here. He still got the evade token. I don't understand. Okay. Nothing happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see a die roll. I didn't see a token.
It doesn't really even matter because that defender's not going to be a half. There's one more turn. It's just not happening. In fact, with the way that Gene's been just doing like straight maneuvers, I don't know, he might bank this next turn. I would do a 3 bank with the defender and just block it non-lum and we're done here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's the
And I think Jendon's going to bank in to try to get a shot on Tel, but we'll see. I mean, Tel is stressed. I assume that he focus rotated. That's what he did.
Yeah, that's what he did.
So I'm going to check out that defender. I'm sorry, the jump master dial. So the 3 straight is blue. And the lefts are great. So what do you think he does with Tel this turn? He's got to get points. So I have a hard time thinking he's going to kill that defender, right?
But I think he's given up. He needs to kill that defender in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the game is so close that if he kills the defender in the back and he doesn't die with either of those jump
with
masters,
Tel, he wins.
He would still win. So really, he needs to do whatever he can to preserve Tel.
Mm-hmm.
And then he needs to kill that
defender.
Kill that defender. Yeah.
So I'm going to look at YV dials. So the YV dials is, so the 3 hard's white. He can do 1 bank. You think 1 bank is what he does with Eval?
No, I don't think a one bank gets it. I think that keeps. I think the defender can 3 hard and boost out of arc if he does
Mhm.
if he were to do a one bank.
So, do you think he 2 hards and stresses, or he does a 3 hard?
I think he does the 3.
Yeah, that's what I think too. But he has no reposition capability whatsoever, so
Right.
he's got to be right about it.
Well, I think he should do the 3 hard. I don't know what Gene will do, honestly.
Mhm. It'd be if Aaron does a 1 bank right with that defender, it gets game over.
Yeah.
There's nothing that Gene can do about that.
I think what's really interesting to me about this game is I think this may be the first instance I've ever seen of somebody flying a list under duress.
Who's under duress? Aaron?
Gene.
Genius?
Yeah, like flying something that you can tell they don't want to fly or they don't understand.
Well, I mean, people have had regrets about building lists. You shouldn't, drunk build X-wing lists, right?
Well, that's true.
That's what I've heard. And so there've probably been a fair number of people in a tournament that built lists and then regretted it. But you're right. He's having to play this. Oh, that's a great comment from Gene. Private message me. Yeah, I think that message tells me everything I need to know that Gene has decided this game's over. I don't think it is. I think Gene can win
well,
this
you and
game.
I have done you and I have done the math. We know sitting here watching from the peanut gallery that the game is not actually over and that it is within Gene's capacity to win.
Mm-hmm. So that defender did a 3 bank, huh?
Yep, 3 bank and a target lock. Of course, Gene's got the benefit of the cloud once he moves.
Is he doing a 3 hard boost? Huh. That's funny.
Weird. It's that thing that we talked about.
I think. Oh, I like the angles on that. Tell me if Gene did a hard of any kind. I think he's got that defender.
Oh, that's true. That's why I think he had to do that.
Yeah. So Gene did like a 1 bank, I assume. Yeah, he did. Okay. It's a way to go. Oh, I think the shell hit the cloud. It's not going to matter though. He's got 3 shields. He's 4 health away from half on Jendon.
No,
it just
doesn't matter. It denies him an. That's about it.
And Ion Cannon won't get you there either.
Right.
So he is strained. But that maneuver, that's kind of what I thought Aaron would do. Some kind of maneuver where he can try to kill Tel.
Yeah, it made sense.
So Gene did a 3 straight, and he's focusing.
Focus, and I think that's the right call.
I do too.
And then you just hope that no damage.
Mm-hmm. He's looking at his cards. Look, there's not much on that you can do, dude. It's focus, basically. This is the last turn, right?
This is the last turn.
So after this, I say we go back in the chat with them and just ask them about. I want Gene to still be in the glow of playing this great list that he loves so much, and hear what he says about it. Did Gene do a 1 straight with Morale?
No, he did the 1 bank that we talked about that wasn't going to get.
Wow. Okay. So Tel can shoot a defender with an evade token through a cloud, or he can shoot Jendon. And I don't know if it's range 2 or 3 at Jendon. It's definitely range 3 at the defender.
Yeah, that's range 3.
Neither of these are good, but the shuttle's strained.
That's true. He could at least get 2 damage on it.
Oh!
Hey.
Hit
Look at
crit to 2 shields. If non-Lumb can do 2 damage, then Jendon's a half.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, that might be enough points.
I'm going to check.
Ooh.
Jendon is
'Cause he's got
62
power.
points.
Ooh. Yeah, actually, if Gene did damage to Jendon to get him to half.
Ouch. Whoa!
Nice.
Those are some insane natties.
And that was the shot that Gene had to worry the most about. 'Cause
Wow.
This next one is 3 through the cloud with a focus.
Wow.
Wow.
So he's got
2 hits.
2 against 4 dice at a cloud. I
All
like
he
Gene's
needs,
choose.
he needs 2.
He needs to evade in a blank.
Yeah.
Which is
He's
what he
fine.
got.
Oh, he palped for 3, but it doesn't matter.
When did he palp? Did he palp after Gene rolls? Oh, because Gene's got a focus still. Because he nattied.
Right.
Gotcha. We're fine here. This is a close game, man.
It really is.
Okay. So Tel lives. That was neat to watch Tel die, come out of reserves, still have a say in the outcome of this game, natty out. That's pretty cool, man. I know Gene won't appreciate it, but I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you do. I've given up on Gene appreciating this. Okay, it looks like he's saying the arc is not pointed in the correct place, but the arc has been removed and no longer is on the ship.
What does he think the arc should be? It was forward, right?
No one knows.
It was forward.
Gene can't remember. Aaron remembers when it was to the right. It
was
forward. The last time was
I'll
Jendon.
tell them because it was forward. Yeah. God, these guys need a chaperone. Yeah, I can. The one thing going for me, I got my dad voice I can use. Look, if you guys don't know, we're a third party.
It's, yeah.
But we specifically had a conversation about this. Yeah, even Ragsdale's saying he shot out for an arc. I'm gonna put that. It's inside the base.
Wow.
It's
Oh, I see what he's saying now.
it's Arcgate 2020. I think I saw this earlier or yesterday in a game too, where the arc was just under the ship somehow. So which way is it pointing? Forward or
It is pointing to the right.
It is, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then good job, guys, for solving the mystery. So he can shoot an ion at Jendon, but it won't get on the half. So did Morale have a shot or no? Are they done with the game?
Yeah, they're done with the game.
Okay, I'm going to go into the chat then with them. Hey guys, can you hear me? Turn their volume up. Can't hear them though. Can y'all say something?
Something.
Hey,
Something.
that was a fun game, guys. It was a lot of fun for me and Brandon to watch that. Enjoyed it.
I can't wait to go back and hear your commentary to see how you rag on me.
I don't think we ragged
We didn't
once.
really.
Actually, Aaron, many times in the game, I accurately predicted what your maneuver was because it was the right maneuver, and you did it.
Yeah, we mostly ragged on
Very
Gene.
nice.
You're fine.
Yeah.
So there was one time where I messed up. I should have spent Jendon's or Palp's focus or force to get a fourth or third result on Tel Trevura instead of not spending. But that was the only thing that I know that I did really wrong.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, I've noticed as we've been streaming these games the last few weeks, like somebody makes some mistake every game, and I don't think people do it intentionally, etc. I mean, I forgot.
Mine was the.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
literally dialed the wrong maneuver in. I wanted to do a one straight with Moralo, and I accidentally dialed in the one bank, and that caused that bump, so I didn't get the shot.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I'd have had the range one shot from Morello, the modified range one shot onto that defender.
Mhm.
But he'd already started moving his ships before I realized that, oh shit, what did I? Because initially I was going to do the one bank, and I said, no, I'm going to do the one straight. And then I never went back and changed it. And then it was too late. And I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't. And that's what ultimately.
We thought you were going to do a 3 hard. That's what we thought you were going to do.
On that last turn, I should have, yeah. But I forgot that he could boost or what. I forgot they had boost on the defenders.
I said specifically that Aaron's going to do a 3 hard left and boost, and that's exactly what he did. But
yeah, I forgot that defenders had a boost on him, to be honest. So I figured he was going to be worried. And if he was where he was at, then I would get that shot.
But this was a super close game. I mean, it was fun watching Tel, die come in reserve, and then natty his way into staying alive. That was awesome.
Yeah, this game shouldn't even been close. Because once he dies, that's not even.
Well, it's interesting you say that because Aaron was sweating probably the first 40 minutes of the game with this poor little defender that could only do one turn after another. And
yeah, but I didn't do any damage to it. I kept rolling like 2 hits out of 3 or whatever. Like I never got 3 hits on. So those range 1 shots, I never got 3 hits on. It was like 2,
right,
and then he just evade out of them or whatever.
right.
So I never got a good. And then like when I fired the fucking torpedoes, they didn't do a fucking thing either. And it was, I mean, I never got a real good lick on them.
Well, I mean,
And then
you guys don't see the scoreboard, which is probably one of the downsides with with X-Wing. But I mean, for the first like third of the game, it was 0-0, and then it was 35-36 for a long time. So y'all might not have felt like it was a close game, but I'm telling you, it was a really close game. Most of the game.
But points don't tell you how close the game is. That game is not close. He should have killed Tel there. There's no way he should have survived.
Sure.
I mean, for him to get 4 out of 4 hits is pretty much what you're going to get with that fucking defender rolling, all those damn dice, right? And he had all the mods, right? He had the target lock, he had everything. So you'd expect to get 3 to 4 hits out of that. But a 2-die freaking, yeah, and luckily because of the cloud, which is why I hauled ass up that board to try to save the points.
Now, you did exactly what I would have done with Tel the last 2 turns. I was saying 4 straight. I think you did a 4, and then you did a focus barrel rotate, and then you did a 3
I did
straight.
a 5 on that first one, and then I did, or whatever the fastest maneuver is. And then the second time, I did the fastest blue maneuver. Yeah, but I don't feel so bad that I screwed up with that dial because I should have lost Tel on that. And so it's not that, so it's not like I should have won the game anyway. But
so, Aaron, one of the things that Brandon and I talked about, because you've got Jendon in your list, turn 1 is super critical to pick, a specific target and focus them down because you get the target lots and everything. Why'd you pick Tel instead of Morale? We're just curious. What was the thinking there?
I probably should have gone for Moralo Eval, but he was on the outside, which means that he's going to be harder to get into. And I know that that Tel has a harder time turning in. So it was probably target priority. A little bit of a mishap on the target priority, but
so it's no. I was just, and we're not questioning the target priority. It was just a topic of conversation.
because it's absolutely the right answer.
Yeah, no, we were just curious, and so it sounds like you actually know the Jumpmaster dial and knew that it was going to be hard for Gene to play from the left side of the board. So that's interesting.
Oh yeah,
Aaron.
That's exactly why I put the 3 gas clouds there. A little bit inside range 3 on the on my left hand side of the board, because then he can't place over there. It denies that, and then putting another one over here in the middle of the board makes it difficult for him to come into the middle. So kind of forced him to play over on the right.
Well, that's good feedback for Gene as someone who's going to continue to play this list into the weeks, months, and years going forward, and refine his play of it.
You are having way too much fun with that.
Yeah,
Give me the backstory.
That's the thing is, he's like the first one that ever even played. Like I said, every opponent I played so far played poorly. As far as their setup, as far as their maneuvers go, and I even played 2 additional games that weren't a part of the tournament. Right, they were just other practice games. And nobody ever set up the debris or the rocks in a way to force me to do that. One guy jousted me, right, which was just
awesome.
I appreciated it. And then, never had anybody that like took advantage of the fact that their dials are terrible. They have to turn left.
Right.
They can't rotate their turrets worth a damn without taking stress. And then once they take stress, they're screwed because they can't they have to turn left to get rid of it. And it's just and
then
no,
also
this is
on
the first game where anybody's even done that, and that's
well. Then also forcing when you did the rotate dial with Nom, forcing you to shoot at Jendon.
and that's
that you
another
weren't-
one other people have screwed up where they don't realize that it's kind of neat that Nom has to turn it, but it's also a negative. You can force him to fire at ships that he doesn't want to fire at, and that's it's just another great advantage of this great list. But yeah, and again, you're the only one who's done that, because there was a couple of games where the guys could have done that because they had guys of the same initiative and they could have fired with the one ship to force his target lock or his turret in the wrong direction, but they didn't. As I'm saying, I hadn't had anybody, and that's what I said. I said, well, it's going to be near once you play somebody who's good, then you're not. It's just bad because they know how to take advantage of all the things. Like I said, probably the only ship out of this list that I would use, and now I'm done with it, would be Nom Long. And these other ships, there's no way I would bring those in a game.
So
just too expensive.
Something we talked about on the podcast, and we're gonna probably bring it up this coming week so people can start thinking about it, is we're gonna let people change their list after round 3. This isn't your typical tournament where you do everything in one day. This is going on weeks and weeks, and people could just be like you, where they're just fed up with their list for whatever reason. So,
I was fed up with it before it started, but yeah,
fair. So we're gonna let y'all change your list, but you got to stay in the same faction. So I assume, Gene, you're gonna do some kind of swarm for your last 2 games.
Oh yeah, I might do like the one we were talking about. Might be what
Adrea swarm. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna. Yeah.
So Aaron, is there anything after you've played 3 games now that you would tweak on your list, or you kind of like it the way it is?
Well, I've always wanted to play the Commonwealth Defenders, and this is the first time that I've had to do it. So
oh yeah, I played Commonwealth back in 1.0, and
I
loved them. I really did. They were a lot of fun.
So
I've been enjoying the challenge of trying to understand and have the control with the defenders to know where ships are going and pointing the arcs in the right direction. That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, like knowing which K you're gonna do, or
yeah,
which
are you gonna do the 4K or the 4K? Are you gonna do the 3 hard left or the 3 hard right? So
there's so many.
It's like flying Y-wings.
There are some decisions. The defenders don't fly themselves entirely.
Sure.
They're not the but it's since they're initiative 1. You don't know exactly where the opponent is going to be. And the opponent has a lot more control over the board. So trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get these guys into a position early on and later on in the game, to where they're going to be able to keep time on target.
So do you think Palp was really that essential in your game? Do you feel like you got your value out of Palp in these 3 games?
I think I got the value out of Palp. I think I used him 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm. In this game, you used it 4 or 5 times?
Pretty sure that I used him 4 times.
That's good. No, that's good. I don't know. So, I mean, because that'd be one thing to think about maybe, is if you ripped Palp off, because he's thick and pricey. You could, pump one of those defenders up. But, no, I like it. The list is neat. I think both of y'all have that going for you, where you're playing ships that people aren't seeing in the 2.0 meta very often outside of Jendon.
I just like the passive sensors on Jendon.
No, passive sensors.
They slotted that in.
No, and that was something me and Brandon talked about. I didn't realize that targeting computers 3 points too, so you might as well do passive. So that's neat. Cool. Well, guys, you were great sports. You gave us a good game. We enjoyed it, and we appreciate y'all letting us stream it. I hope y'all have a good week.
Cool.
Good game
Thanks,
to watch,
Aaron.
guys.
Thanks again.
Great job, Brandon.
Y'all later.
Appreciate you, man. Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Easy.
Thanks again, Aaron.